Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from Sort of Interesting, and today you're joining me in the Banana Box studio and I'm actually sat down. Well, this is nice and relaxed. So today, in this very random video, I just want to share a few thoughts and talk directly to all of the people who've subscribed or tuned into my videos over the years. And I just want to say a few things to you all directly that just won't fit in any other video, so here goes. Right. Firstly, and as always, I've got a load of notes here. If I keep looking down out of camera, there's not something weird going on. So, thank you all so much. That's what I always like to start these videos with, and I honestly, when I look back over the years, it's been absolutely incredible. And there's so many people who've followed me for so many years that you've seen my life go through different phases and the rise and fall of the boat life era, and there's people who followed me from before I even had a boat, then seen me go out into the world with me little boats and then sell out and come back to dry land and all that sort of stuff. So thank you so much for absolutely everything from over the years. I honestly can't tell you, especially in the early days, as being like a really shy, awkward person in real life who has real difficulty in general sort of anything public in any sort of social situations, to have all of you people and to have millions of views and thousands of subscribers and that, and all of your great comments, I can't tell you how important that was and what a massive impact that's had on my life and me personally, and general sort of basic levels of confidence, particularly, like I say, from the early years. I really can't stress to you enough how much just your comments alone have done for me and helped build me up into a far better person, I hope. So just thank you so much for all of that. It really does. I mean, it's the sort of over-the-top cheesiness of all this, saying thank you to a camera in a studio made of banana boxes and airbeds, but it really genuinely actually has meant something and had an impact. So thank you so much to all of you for just everything like that. And thank you to everybody who's stuck with me and the people who've still tuned in ever since I sold the boat too. Now, I just want to say, it's absolutely fine to not like me and not like my videos. Now, there's a lot of people who like to make that well known and let me know that in messages and comments, so that's absolutely fine. You're not under any obligation to enjoy what I do. But to everybody who does, I'm very glad. And as many of you know, obviously, I've done videos for years and years and years, and I think like a decade at this point, and been on YouTube with a previous account that I had since YouTube almost began. And as you can see, just looking through the history of these videos on this channel, my life and this channel has changed an awful lot. So I'd like to say an actual genuine apology to the people who were disappointed when I decided to sell my boat, as I know that's where most of you found my videos and most of you subscribed and so on. So thank you so much. I'm glad to everybody who enjoyed my videos while I was on the boat and enjoyed the boat videos that I posted. And there were people who respectfully said to me, "Oh, thanks for everything, I've loved your videos, but this isn't really for me now." And I totally respect that, and that's fantastic. So thank you so much for, just as I said to people then, thank you so much. I'm very glad that you at least enjoyed the videos while they lasted. So again, I'm glad so many people have enjoyed them, and that's great. But if not, and people unsubscribe, then that's absolutely fine too. And especially now that there's so many YouTube channels doing boat stuff out there, then, I mean, well, again, this is just a conversational video. Let's properly talk. So yeah, there's so many people who want me to buy a boat and say, "Oh, you need to be on a boat, it's where you belong," and what have you. And honestly, now this is where it gets difficult to explain. I would love to get a boat right now, and I could get a boat right now, but I feel ultimately, deep down in myself, that it's not where I wouldn't want to go back to living on a boat on my own, certainly. And I just feel that it's not what I want for the next chunk of my life. Now, I'll talk properly about what my plans are and that. Well, very briefly, I think I might look in the next couple of years to picking up a very cheap bricks and mortar home, which I'll live in for a couple of years, as small a mortgage as possible, and basically get that sorted, and then I'll have that forever. If I then want to move in with somebody else or get a boat and what have you, can rent out that small property, which would hopefully be not only on a very small mortgage, but hopefully none at all within not too much a distant future. But that would be talking about a very, very small basic property, just to act like the boat did to me as a basic headquarters that I then plot my further adventures from. So I personally feel that I don't want to live on a boat in the near future. So I apologise to all the people who really don't want to hear that and have just switched off and unsubscribed, or leaving a comment now saying how much they hate me and what have you. That's all good. That's not, but it's just what you have to accept in the nature of the internet. So what I would say though, have I viewed boats since I gave up Narrowboat Tilly? Well, yes. Have I looked at and considered even buying boats? Yes, I have. But not the sort of boats that I would particularly want to live on. I'm talking more boats that I would keep as like a cheap sort of fiberglass yogurt pot type boat, as something to keep in a marina quite for most of the time and take out for little trips. But more somewhere that I personally think of it more as like a little office sort of space. And I could happily see myself spending just like, I don't know, £5,000 absolute maximum on a very simple, cheap plastic boat, for want of a better term, to head out and just use as more of an office, a nice place to go and do me writing, place to go and spend a couple of nights in a marina, or take it out down to St. Martin's or somewhere, and just a nice sort of hobby boat, really. I could happily see myself doing that, but at the minute I also feel I don't want to spend that money, because I don't know if I wasn't living on the boat. Like now, it's August, it's meant to be beautiful summer, but we've probably had 2 weeks of pretty poor weather, and even now it's only just stopped absolutely hammering down, which was so loud on the windows that I actually delayed recording this video because of the background noise it was making. So that's just something I wanted to say. I know that so many of you leave comments and say, get a boat, but I won't. If I do get a boat in the near future, I wouldn't be living on it. And now, as I say, there's so many YouTube channels out doing boat stuff that I hope that they can more than adequately fill that need for your thirst for boating. So, and I'm sure that a lot of them are better than me too. So that's just something that I wanted to share. There's so many things on this list, and as I say, something as well, just a note here. So YouTube and the YouTube infrastructure seems to be crumbling around us every day. If you've subscribed to these videos, then you may or may not know that there's also the notification button, which is a little bell that you have to tick to actually get active notifications sent when I post a video. And then YouTube use the figures from how many people view your videos in so many hours and so on to then promote the video elsewhere or not promote it. I don't know how it works, but basically the notification feature doesn't seem to work for everybody all the time, and there's a lot of massive YouTube channels with hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of subscribers out there who are very concerned and very worried about this problem that's ongoing. So if you haven't done, then please do subscribe and click that notification bell if you wish. But if not, then that's absolutely fine too. But that's just something. So I'm pretty sure that to my other YouTube account, the gaming channel, that I've got notifications enabled for this channel, but I'm sure that I don't get notifications all the time on my other channel. So again, I don't know if it works or not, but just check that out. It might be something of interest to you. Or not. The last thing you want might be to see me pop up on your phone saying I've posted a new video. So that's just something again to think about and contemplate. Also, general social media. Feel free to add me on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter. Or did I already say that one? But I'll leave links in the description. I just post loads of outdoors sort of stuff normally, video. Photos and all that sort of stuff, so that may or may not be of interest. Again, feel free to if you want, but I take absolutely no offence for people who don't watch any random video that I do. I take no offence if people aren't interested in me whatsoever. So that's just something to note as well. It's an option, feel free or not. The future of this channel and videos I've got lined up, a lot more local stuff that isn't specifically about being local, like that you have to know Oswestry or have to know Shropshire to enjoy it. It's more about, as you've seen in my videos, like places like Bregunton Hall, like these crumbling mansions, and Lamvorder Hall, or the local canals, and going cycling out to there and just enjoying the local countryside. Just really like boat videos, but minus the boat, I suppose. Just showing you, oh yeah, the great outdoors. Shropshire's nice, isn't it? Yeah, that's really what this channel's all about. I'm glad that people seem to take kindly to the first of the World According to Dan videos about money and my view on debt and why and how I've totally avoided any debt in my life and don't intend to ever have any debt apart from a mortgage. Again, I find it difficult to do videos like that, especially that one that was half an hour long, because there's so many people that will take offence despite the fact that that's not what I mean by these videos. So, for example, I've already recorded and re-recorded and deleted twice, probably about a 15 to 18 minute long video recording of my not having a car video and how not being able to drive doesn't really affect my life at all. And I've deleted those specifically because they come across as too confrontational when it's not at all my intention. I'm just trying to explain how it doesn't really make any difference and matter to me. And it's sort of me arguing back when I myself have actually come under attack and been looked down on and generally sort of frowned upon for, what, can't even drive, what an idiot. And again, the arguments and the sort of discussions that surround that. And again, we'll get into that in the actual video. But like I say, there's so many videos like that I want to do. But in this age of the internet, it seems extremely dangerous to share any personal thoughts and feelings. And so that's just something that I want to talk about and sort of do a lot more of that sort of video. Because I really liked seeing the comments on that video about the money and my view towards money and that, because it's personally it's interesting, and again, without talking about this stuff nobody can ever learn. But now in this internet age where everybody wants to like pile on and kick somebody when they're down if they make a slight error or make something that's slightly comes across in the wrong way, then that's it, you're done for. But really, like I say, there's so much stuff that I really want to say to you all, but at the same time it's only tiny little things. Another thing I'll say, I do find it fascinating people's changing attitude towards me as the difference between having a boat and not having a boat. And that sort of highlights the way that you can't please everybody. And it's something that, again, at some point I'll do a video about why I think the internet's... I personally now, I'm at a stage where I look around, I look at the internet, look at the stuff going on and what the internet's enabling. I think, oh yeah, there's loads of really great stuff, but I also now look and I think the internet's become such a big thing that's getting involved in so many areas of so many people's lives that it's actually turning into a net negative thing rather than a positive. That net wasn't meant, that was an overall, not a reference to internet. So that's something that hopefully you'll enjoy that video when I come to do that one. Because I think there's a few interesting ways to look at different things there. But something that I do find fascinating... Oh, I'm so red in the face from being in the cold all day, sorry. It's roasting in the studio now. I've got 3 solid walls, well, and a 4th actual wall. Yeah, so this is one of those fascinating things that sums up really people's views and how fickle people are, that as soon as I sold the boat, there were so many people who had such a negative view on me all of a sudden. And it showed what I've always said in these videos, to be fair to me at least. I've always said that the reason that my videos ever got millions of views was because I was showing the great outdoors and showing all this wonderful stuff. It was nothing about me personally. I was just a vehicle to show you the things and the places that I loved, like all these beautiful canal locations and all sorts of countryside areas and all that sort of stuff. And that's what people liked, rather than this ugly mug talking in front of boxes at you. But what really summed that up was the fascinating thing, like I say, sold the boat, moved into my nice little flat here, my apartment. Beautiful views from the top floor, a beautiful old building from the balcony looking over town, and I can see in the distance, like the Brow, which Ellesmere is just over the side. That in the old days I used to have to get on my bike and pedal up and down the Brow hill to get back to the boats after work. So many beautiful memories. But something that I think really demonstrates the way that you can't please people and people will just believe what they want to believe is, as many of you know, I love writing. I would much rather be known as a writer than as a YouTuber, and I would give up my 6 million views on YouTube to sell 1,000 more books, say. But basically, well, I had the boat. I did loads of writing videos, loads of videos about pens and notebooks and all that sort of stuff, and my absolute love of writing in a little book, actual handwriting on paper and all that sort of stuff. And people, I would say, actually enjoyed that. Weren't the favourite videos, but it was another element to my sort of very basic, simple boat life that tied in with this quaint idea of, oh, it's Dan writing on his little boat and all that. And then, the first time after selling the boat, that I posted a video about a pen that was one of the cheaper pens that I'd ever bought, Lamy Safari pen. One of the first comments, apart from all the other negative stuff, one of the first comments I got on that video that just summed up how I had a boat and the writing and all that stuff was like a nice quaint part of that lifestyle. And then I didn't have a boat and I was a massive sellout who was obviously a terrible person and all that stuff. And one of the first comments that summed that up was, great, more junk to fill the void in your life. And it was something that caused great amusement to a lot of my friends, that comment. Because it just was like, but Dan, you're the writer. You literally write. That's what you do. You love writing. You're always talking about pens. You turn up at work with a ludicrous selection of pens in your top pocket. And again, I mean, I'm never without a pen in my top pocket. This is my TWSBI Eco. Absolutely love this pen. You can see just there where the ink sloshes about in the well. Absolutely love it. But it was just that thing really that summed up like, oh, writing, yeah, he loves writing in his little notebooks and that. That's Dan Brown on his little boat, living his simple little life. But then, despite the fact that I was still the same person after I got rid of the boat, and I've always been Dan Brown, just living in a different place, as soon as I didn't have that boat, and I was Dan Brown the sellout for getting rid of his boat and going back to land life and totally destroying the dreams that people seem to be living vicariously through me, I was then Dan Brown the materialist, Dan Brown the, oh, you love stuff, you want more possessions and all that sort of stuff. And so my writing and my love of pens and notebooks and the written word went from being a quaint little thing, oh yeah, that's Dan and his life on a boat, to just shows how much, oh, look at that, he's even buying pens now, oh, what an idiot. Again, despite the fact that I bought and spent more money on pens and notebooks when I had a boat than I would ever dare to look back and tally up the total cost. And again, as soon as I didn't have a boat, it was just another symbol of what a sellout I was. And again, it's just that thing, it just shows what, well again, people will just believe what they want to believe and that. And it's like even now there's people who don't seem to understand and appreciate that I still live my life, as I said in my money video, that I've lived my life in a way that enables me to get out into the outdoors, do my walking and my cycling and my writing as much as I possibly can, for as long as I can and as often as I can. But again, that doesn't matter to some people. It's the fact that I was on a boat and I gave up boat life because I obviously am anti-boat and anti-this and all that sort of nonsense. And again, people are just how they are. But yeah, there's so many things that I want to talk about. What are we on? 19 minutes, 20 minutes almost this video. Oh, I'm so sorry folks, I haven't covered half of what I wanted to talk about here. Right, let's think. I'm very grateful to all of you for everything. It genuinely, like I say, it's had such a positive impact on my life doing all this YouTube stuff. I'm sorry for those who are genuinely disappointed that I'm not getting a boat, or at least not moving back onto a boat anytime soon. And I hold absolutely no ill will to the people who've left me nasty comments and to the people who've unsubscribed and that. It's just how it is. And I absolutely have no issue with people who are like, well, I'm not really interested in non-boating videos, so I don't want to see your ugly mug talking at me. I totally understand that. I wouldn't want to see this on my computer either, but unfortunately I have to edit these videos. So that's all just a bit of stuff that I wanted to say. For the future of the channel, loads of outdoor stuff, loads of countryside stuff, mixed in with a bit more of these talking to the camera videos. There'll be more Welsh Tom videos, like sort of podcast format, where it's countryside scenery on the screen while we talk about different topics and stuff. If anybody's seen my very, very old videos that I used to do with my friend Jono, the sort of interesting show videos, that sort of thing, just talking about random topics, and maybe you'll have a chuckle, maybe you won't. And, well, we'll see how that goes. But again, it's just stuff. This is what I like. Since I stopped taking YouTube seriously, I've enjoyed YouTube so much more than when I was constantly worried about making the most high quality things that I could possibly put out, which I loved and I enjoyed at the time. But it's only since taking a step back that I realised how unusual my life has been, and this constant pressure that I put on myself to, gotta do these videos, gotta do another short film style video, gotta do this, and this, along with, gotta get the next book out, gotta get the next book out. Now that I've taken a step back and I'm in my semi-retirement on YouTube, and I can post videos maybe 3-4 in a week and then only one the following week for a couple of weeks, I enjoy it so much more, and I hope that comes through in the more relaxed style and the more comfortable way that I talk to you all on video. I'm so hot, it's getting so warm in here because of the halogen lights I've got right here dazzling the camera and myself. So yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy some of the stuff I've got lined up. I've got a few special guests lined up, namely my granddad, who will be talking about random things from his childhood around the local area, which hopefully will go a certain amount of way to sort of, add context to my life and my worldview, I suppose. But yeah, there's so many things I could bore you with for another 20 minutes, but I'll just say this. Thank you for absolutely everything. Feel free, if you haven't, to subscribe. If for some reason you haven't subscribed and then watched this video and made it 20 minutes in, as I say, check that notification bell if you want to keep up to date and all that sort of stuff. Genuinely feel free if you want to add me on Facebook and that sort of stuff. You're more than welcome to. But I tend now to not respond to a lot of private messages and personal messages because there's just, again, there's probably at this point, there's at least hundreds and hundreds of unread messages because I'm only one person and I just, for years, could never keep up with the hundreds of messages that came in to me from all sorts of different people. So, again, thank you so much. That was truly humbling and remains truly humbling. And as well, as I say, my writing is really, that's the thing that I am the most passionate about. I've got some short films lined up that I am still trying to figure out exactly where and how I'm going to get all the footage together to do these short films that I hope will be higher quality videos than maybe you've seen in recent times on this channel, with more thought and actual effort and going to different places filming and stuff put into them. But as I say, when my budget to do these things is barely above zero, that's the real constraint, I suppose. But as I say though, my writing, if you have enjoyed these videos over the years, then please do just consider checking out even just my first boat life book from back in the old days, The Narrowboat Lad. Just something like that. I would love it if you read them. And I'm not talking about because, I get money for people buying books. That's fantastic. I don't sell millions of books or even tens of thousands of books or anything like that on a regular basis. I don't sell thousands of books on a regular basis. Let's make that clear too. But it certainly helps out and it certainly is important. It has an impact on my life. But I would absolutely just, again, I'd love to be known for my books and my writing more so than my videos. But that's not saying that I don't love doing the videos too. But yeah, as I'm blushing and sweating because I got onto the topic of money in terms of selling books, I just want to say again, thank you for absolutely everything. you have been wonderful people to know and to talk with and to communicate with over years in some cases. And I just want you to know that really actually does mean something to me personally. And as I say, coming from my incredibly awkward, shy background, to have so many of you lift me up and sort of bring me out of my shell and sort of make me go, oh, perhaps I'm not just a total freak and weirdo who is best left quiet in a corner somewhere, and people actually do want to see me do or say something. I mean, that in itself is such a valuable lesson and something that's enabled me, I feel, to go into my life in the real world with a little bit more confidence than I would have had back in the old days. So, I mean, genuinely, thank you so much for everything over the years. Until the next time, my friends, keep it interesting, keep it 30-minute long, 25-minute long video worthy. Until the next time, have a fantastic day, and of course, farewell.